particularly the media, thank you for showing up. We appreciate your being with us today. I'm Dave Desai. I am co-chairman of the planning process that we announced some time ago, along with Dr. Michael Schonrock, who will speak to you in just a moment. The Lubbock Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors announced in September, along with Mayor Tom Martin, that they would lead and coordinate a process that will create a vision framed by Lubbock citizens for our community's future. The question that this visioning process will ultimately answer is, what kind of community and economy do we want in the future? The mayor said it best when he said, and I quote, "It takes vision to develop an environment where people want to raise their families and grow their businesses," unquote. We appreciate his support and commitment to this effort. Your Honor, will you please come and provide remarks about this effort?
Well, many of you probably weren't around in the 60s when the Lubbock Chamber of Commerce spearheaded the activities for developing what was then called the goals for the 70s. And that was a comprehensive look at how we wanted Lubbock to look in the coming decade. A lot of the things that were in that particular report have come to pass, such as development of a medical school at Texas Tech University, and also a major medical hub in the southwestern United States. Things such as the development of the Lubbock Memorial Civic Center, the Canyon Lakes Project, and a whole host of other things were listed in that planning process. The Chamber undertook the same activity and with the goals for the 80s, and over the years has done a number of these now called visioning programs, and that is to set goals for how Lubbock wants to look in the future. It's been some years since we've gone through this exercise, and it takes everyone in the community to participate, because there are many, many things that we could all think about how we want this city to look, but we have to come to a consensus. So I'm very happy that the Chamber has undertaken the visioning process, and over the next 2 years, hopefully we'll have a comprehensive look and a roadmap, if you will, of how Lubbock will proceed as we go on into the next 10 to 20 years in this community. You have a great steering committee that has been appointed, and you'll hear more about that in a moment. And this is going to take a lot of work on the part of many, many people in this community. John Bradford, Dr. John Bradford, who was Dean of the Engineering School at Texas Tech University at the time, I remember headed up the goals for the 70s. And so it's not unusual to have very learned people from Texas Tech University participating in these activities over the years. And I'm very glad to see that Dr. Michael Schonrock from Tech is one of the co-chairs of this effort. Thank you all for being here today. There's a lot of work to do in the next couple of years, but I know that we'll have a great look at how we want to look in Lubbock in coming years. Thank you, David.
Thank you for your remarks, Mayor Martin, and we certainly look forward to partnering with the City of Lubbock in this effort. This visioning and strategic planning process will help future Lubbock leaders in making decisions that are accountable to the vision set by its citizens. Creating a cohesive community vision will help to ensure the responsible, smart, prudent use of Lubbock's assets and resources as we face the future. Going into the future without a vision would be like going to the grocery store without a shopping list. As we all know in these economic times, if you're watching your grocery dollars, that's usually not the wisest thing to do. We will facilitate grassroots input to the neighborhood level to be included in this public engagement process. This effort began with a review of The last major visioning effort, as mentioned by the mayor, it was conducted by the city of Lubbock in 1995, and we will continue to review that report, which was called a vision for the 21st century. We've already heard from the Cultural Coalition Task Force, who updated us on their year-long strategic planning efforts. And just last week, we heard from Mr. Delbert McDougall, who led both the extremely successful revitalization of Overton and is now directing the redevelopment of downtown Lubbock. We will continue to review, study, and learn from the experts who already know much about Lubbock and have a stake in its future. Dr. Michael Schonrock will now introduce our steering committee and conclude our remarks for today. Michael.
Clearly, we've gone from hair to no hair. It's a joke, I'm sorry, I thought you'd catch it. Thank you for being here today. As a part of the process, we've established a steering committee for oversight and organization. Our members represent many facets of the community, various backgrounds, as well as interests that will serve this effort very well. The members are, and many of you know, Dr. Don Harrigan, President Emeritus of Texas Tech University. From the Gibraltar Group, Kathy Allen. We certainly have God on our side on this committee. From Our Lady of Grace Church, Monsignor David Cruz. And if you already know, former Mayor Mullen, Hord and Brown Law Firm, David Langston. Liberty Heritage Group and a former investment manager for both Texas Tech and Baylor, Charlie Wall. O'Kane Wharton Business Consultants, Connie Wharton. And then he'll also be contributing his time as an advisor to the Visioning Committee, former Assistant City Manager, now retired from that post, Rob Allison. Rob here? No, sir. What's Rob? Again, if you would, let's recognize all of these individuals. And I'd also like to thank the Chamber Board and especially the Chamber office staff, Andy, Norma, Constance. Let's give them a round of applause for their We will be meeting with members of Lubbock Media in the upcoming weeks as we seek their help for plans to share our message with the public and gain insight from fellow citizens. We'll also be conducting a focus group with several creative thinkers that will help frame our message and try to provide us the best ideas of the future. In December, we'll be hosting Dr. Lloyd Potter. He's a state demographer who will help us get a better idea of the numbers in terms of potential shifts in demography, population, and also give us a sense of what the future might look like for Lubbock. Our plan is to have a consulting firm selected and finish that process by the middle of January 2012, and then get additional input. The Chamber, as you may know, many of your members, has initiated a survey recently, and we're pleased with the results so far of the responses from our members and the quality of the inputs that we've already received. We will be closing that survey, that link, on the Chamber website, which is www.lubbockchamber.com this Friday. Again, I want to thank the members that are volunteering their efforts to steer us through this process, and thank the media that's here today and to help us to get the message out. Again, I want to thank the mayor. Mayor, thank you so much for your continued support. Also the chairwoman, the chairperson of our chamber, Irasima, who has brought this effort to our board and given Davis and I the tremendous opportunity to be part of this. If there are some questions, Dave and I will certainly be here to try to answer those questions. We'll certainly be around afterwards as well. If there are any questions, please join us for the reception and hosted by your chamber. And again, thank you for being here this evening.